have a really sad story to share with you guys today. I was so excited this week because my new iPhone 10 came and I was so pumped to record this video on it, but they sent me the wrong size and now I don't get to use it for another few weeks and I'm super bummed because I was really hoping to not just record my videos on this, but to do my next Facebook Live on my new phone, and that's not gonna happen. But that does not mean that I can't help you guys make your next Facebook Live absolutely awesome by sharing a few of my favorite tips for what you can do before, during, and after your Facebook Live to get more views, more engagement, and ultimately more sales. So before I do a Facebook Live, I have a little checklist that I keep very close to the top of my desk so that I can make sure that I do a few really basic things before I go live to give my viewers the best experience possible. The first thing that I recommend that everybody does is let your audience know when you're going to be online. So some of us, like me, I tell my Echo to give me a reminder of those things I want to tune into, or I write it down in my calendar. Either way, by giving them a heads up, you stand the chance of getting more views on your original live broadcast. Now, the second thing is totally a no-brainer, but make sure your battery is fully charged before you go live. Nothing worse than being in the middle of an absolutely great statement or thought and the phone dies. I don't want that to happen to you. And then another really great thing to do before you go live is to set your phone to airplane mode, then reconnect it to Wi-Fi. This is considering you're in a space where you've got Wi-Fi. That's going to make sure you don't get any interruptions. I've had this happen. I'm recording a video and all of a sudden this stupid phone rings. Totally distracting to me, distracting to the audience. So make sure that you set it in airplane mode and you avoid those distractions. Because you want your viewers to have a great experience, I highly recommend getting yourself a phone stand, or if you're an on-the-go vlogger or Facebook Live person, maybe a stabilizer for your phone. It's awesome to go along with you, but none of us want to feel like we're going up and down and getting all dizzy and confused along the way. So get a great phone stand. There are so many available. I have 3 at home, 3 in my office, 1 in my briefcase. They're all over the place. You can get them as low cost as like $11 on Amazon, and you can get a great Archon mount for over $100. It just really depends what you're filming and what you're doing, but make sure you've got a good stable base for that phone so your audience has a great experience. Now, another thing that you should really consider doing is getting yourself some lighting. Whether it's a ring light or a softbox light, lighting changes everything. So make sure that you have got that set up properly so everyone's able to see the very best of you. I thought I had 5 things to tell you about before you go live, but I actually have a bonus one for you. Make sure you write a great headline so people who come across it know exactly what you're going to be talking about. Make it a little saucy, make it really interesting, even entertaining. I just met a woman recently who does phenomenal Facebook Lives. She gets tons and tons of views, and the reason is she uses some pretty spicy headlines to describe very normal things, and you can't help but tune in and see just exactly what she's talking about. It's brilliant, and I highly recommend you guys think about the same thing. Make sure people are stopping in their newsfeed because they want to consume what it is you're giving up. So now you've done all the prep, let's talk about things you can do while you're live to make your live stream an awesome experience to view. First of all, it used to be everyone kind of hung out, let's get more people in the room, you're waiting for more viewers to show up. Don't do it. People are going to tune out. They've got other things to do as well. Immediately when you get started, get to the juicy stuff. Introduce yourself, build some credibility, let your audience know what's in this for them. Why should they stay tuned? And then get right at it and deliver what you said you were going to. Which leads me right into my second piece of advice. Make sure if you're going to go live that there is value in it for your audience. Nobody wants to be bored with topics that are important to you, but not the reason why they're following you. You know what you're good at, you know what your audience is looking for, so it's up to you to give that. And then finally, no, not finally, actually, in the midst of all this, while you're talking, be sure to ask your audience to share your stream. Share it with their friends. Tag someone in the comments that should tune in and pay attention to this particular message, and you're going to get more views, more engagement, and people who are watching you, consuming your content, they know your value, they're going to be happy to share it with others, so make sure that you ask. One of my favorite things to do when I'm either watching a live stream or even while I am actually giving one is I love watching that engagement and relationship building between the presenter and their audience. And one way that I see people do that in a really good way, and I do this all the time, is as I see people come on, whether I recognize them or they're new, I do my best to call those people out by name. It makes them really feel special, and I want them to know that I really genuinely appreciate that they're tuning in to listen to what I have to say. That is such an honor, and so anytime that you can get personal with the people that are viewing or asking questions, I highly recommend that you do it. And then before you're done, and this should be built into your strategy from the second you go live, is have a call to action. What is it that you want your audience to do with this information you've just provided them? Or maybe because you've provided them this value and you'd like something in return. Maybe you're guiding them to sign up for a course or to download some type of a lead magnet that you've got. Whatever it is, make sure you have a strong call to action. And you know what? You just gave up your best stuff. It's okay to ask them to take that next step, but you need to guide them into what it is. If they don't know, everything ends there. If you give them direction, hopefully they're going to follow it, and now you've got yourself a more engaged and most likely a viewer that's going to come back for more. Woo! So it's all over. You've made it through your Facebook Live. Now what are you supposed to do? Well, first of all, make sure you download that live video to your phone. I'm going to get back to why you need to do that in just a second, but make sure that you've got that actual video saved. Next, I do this on my laptop, not on the mobile version, but I hop onto my page wherever I did my live stream and I edit my video. Because once your video, your Facebook Live is done, you get the option to go in and add subtitles. You can actually add captions to your video right there on the Facebook platform. You can drop links into the comments. So that if you did say to somebody, hey, I'll drop a link for that, you've got to go back in and actually do that for them. And you need to select like the right thumbnail and put some keywords in. There's all kinds of ways by going into that edit video feature that you are actually giving Facebook more information about what you were talking about so they can put it in front of more people that are interested in that topic. So make sure you edit your video and that you go back and engage by adding the comments you said you would add or questions that you might have missed. This is your opportunity to immediately go in there and continue this conversation and engage with your audience. Pretty big deal. My favorite thing about these live streams is how many different ways you can repurpose that live streaming content throughout the week, weeks, even a month, to have more content to share out on your social media. So just a few examples, because literally there are dozens of things you could do. Might be a good vlog for me to do next, is I want you to share that live stream to other platforms. Put links of it on LinkedIn, download the video and put it up on YouTube if it was really good. Break it into little segments and share those on Instagram and Facebook as little snackable pieces of information that people consume really quickly. You can also go in and grab some of the things that you said that would make really great quotes and create yourself graphics with those really profound statements that you're going to make in your Facebook Live video and create content by using it in that way as well. All kinds of ways you can repurpose your content, but remember, you got to download that video so you can go watch the replay, break it up into pieces if you need to, and those are the things that I want you to do when your Facebook Live is all done. So here's just a quick little dose of reality for you before we wrap this one up. This year when I was out at Social Media Marketing World in San Diego, my favorite conference, all of the experts that were there were making this pretty big monumental prediction. And that is that by the year 2020, over 70% of all content consumed online is going to be in video format. You know what that means? That means you have to figure out how to leverage the power of video and start getting good at it. Because if you keep waiting and you don't figure out how to engage an audience and how to make your Facebook Lives better with every time you do it, you're not going to have that captive audience when the time comes that posts and links and those sorts of things are really no longer performing for us at all. So it is time, if you haven't already, that you jump wholeheartedly into video, including Facebook Live, get it all figured out, get good at it, engage your audience, because you are going to see nothing but positive growth in your business when you do it right. I hope this was helpful to you guys. If it was, I want you to tune in. We do this every couple weeks with our best content and advice that we've got. Please subscribe to our video. We really want to make sure you don't miss our next piece of content. And if you have something to add to this, please leave it in the comments. I love engaging with our audience. We don't know it all. Nobody does. So anybody that can add to this conversation, your input is so valuable to us and to our audience. So leave a message down there as well. Thank you all so very much for tuning in. And this is Bobbi Bainey from Think Big Go Local. We will see you soon.